Imagine your neighborhood is having a barbecue. Everyone's in their backyard grilling. You've got your homemade burgers. They're good, solid, classic. But Dave makes the most incredible slow-smoked ribs you've ever tasted. Pretty soon, everyone in the neighborhood is going to Dave's yard. Nobody wants your burgers anymore. So you do something about it. You set up a toll booth at your gate and charge Dave $5 every time he brings ribs into your yard. That $5 fee, that's a tariff. And today, we're going to explain how tariffs actually work using a neighborhood barbecue.
Your neighborhood is your country. Every backyard is a different industry. Your homemade burgers are domestic products, things made at home. Dave's incredible ribs are imports, goods from another country. When you charge Dave $5 to bring ribs into your yard, that's a tariff, a tax on imported goods. The government collects that tax at the border. Tariffs have existed for centuries. They were actually the main source of revenue for the US government before income tax was introduced in 1913.
Here's the part most people get wrong. You charge Dave $5 to bring ribs in, but Dave doesn't just eat the cost. He raises his rib prices by $5 to cover the fee. So who's actually paying the tariff? Not Dave. Your neighbors are, the consumers. They're paying more for the same ribs. This is exactly what happens in real trade. When the US puts a 25% tariff on imported steel, the steel companies pass that cost to manufacturers who pass it to consumers. Your car costs more. Your appliances cost more. Everything with steel in it costs more.
So if tariffs make things more expensive, why use them? Because they protect your burgers. With Dave's ribs now costing more, your neighbors come back to your grill. Your burger business is protected from cheaper foreign competition. This is the core argument for tariffs, protecting domestic industries and saving local jobs. If Chinese steel is half the price of American steel, every US steel mill closes. A tariff levels the playing field. It gives your burgers a fighting chance.
But here's the problem with protection. When you don't have to compete with Dave's amazing ribs, what happens to your burgers? They get worse. You stop trying. You use cheaper meat. You don't innovate. Why would you? You've got a captive audience. This is the biggest argument against tariffs. They reduce competition, which reduces quality and innovation. Protected industries get lazy, and consumers pay more for worse products.
Now Dave is angry. You charged him to bring ribs to your yard, so he puts up his own toll booth and charges you to bring anything to his yard. Your potato salad, $5 fee. Your corn on the cob, $5 fee. Now both yards have toll booths. Nobody's sharing food. Everyone's eating alone. This is a trade war. Country A puts tariffs on Country B. Country B retaliates. Both sides escalate. Both sides lose. The neighborhood barbecue falls apart.
There is one silver lining. Being cut off from Dave's ribs forces you to learn how to smoke your own. You buy a smoker, you experiment. Your first batch is terrible, but eventually you make decent ribs. Not as good as Dave's, but good enough. This is domestic production growing behind tariff protection. Countries use tariffs strategically to build industries they don't have yet, but it takes time, costs more, and the product is usually not as good, at least at first.
Tariffs are a tool, not good or bad on their own. They protect local producers but raise prices for consumers. They can save jobs but kill competition. They can build new industries but start trade wars. The question isn't whether tariffs work. It's who benefits and who pays. Next time you hear about tariffs in the news, just think about the barbecue. Who's making the ribs, who's charging the fee, and who's paying more for dinner?